Channel. My name's Gabby.
I'm Charlotte.
And you may have seen this exact vehicle in our recent Instagram posts. And the truth is, we drove it all the way back from Austin, Texas just to film it for you today.
Nah, we're just kidding. But we did have the awesome opportunity to drive this vehicle in Texas, and we have lots of videos coming your way, one of which is coming at 6 p.m. tonight, which is our test drive video. So if you haven't subscribed, do so. Turn on your post notifications, like this video, leave a comment, subscribe.
But enough self-promo, let's get into what we're actually doing today. Charlotte and I are giving you a full in-depth walkthrough of everything there is to know about the, I was gonna say upcoming, but currently here, 2025 Kia K4, more specifically in the EX trim level. This specific vehicle behind us is extra special because not only is it a new model, it's a brand new color.
This is the color Morning Haze. Personally, I think that it is very cool. It's another one of those paint colors that, depending on which color the light is, it's gonna look a little bit different, but we wanna know.
Like, yeah, it's paint.
Yeah, it got paint. But for those of you who are watching live today in the chat, we've put a poll. Let us know, do you like this? Is this a nice color or is this a not color? Let us know what you guys think.
All right, let's get right into it. Starting off with the exterior, we do have our car kind of flipped in an opposite way today. Usually the front end's that way. So let's try to keep things going the way they usually do. Well, starting off with the front end, obviously, like I said, this is a brand new model in Kia's lineup. It is kind of replacing the Forte, but it's definitely not a rebadged or redesigned Forte. It is a model of its own meant to fill the compact class that the Forte will soon leave. So it is a compact car, but it truly pushes the lines of what it means to be compact. It's longer, it's wider, but it's also shorter. This vehicle definitely has a very impressionable look to it. It still has our beautiful tiger nose grille, just with our new digital or star map style lighting. You get this bold amber daytime running light that goes vertical and horizontal, or vertical and horizontal. Very bright, very bold, and makes the hood look so wide and so long. This vehicle definitely has a lot more road presence, and it's something that I know for a while I'm still gonna be breaking my neck to look, say, was that a K4? It stands out, it truly does. Kia emblem is on the very center of the hood itself, and the hood, like I said, is very, very wide. Now for the rest of the front end, it's not overly styled in the EX trim level. You'll definitely get a couple more sporty and stylish touches when you move up to the GT line turbos, but it's still clean, it's simple, it's modern, and it reflects Kia's current design language beautifully. I was gonna go around my usual way to pop the hood, but now I gotta go this way.
Dun, dun, dun.
So let's pop the hood and talk about the powertrain. So this vehicle is going to come with two different powertrain options. On the EX model, you get a 2-liter 4-cylinder. It's naturally aspirated, and you're going to get 147 horsepower with 132 pound-feet of torque. Now, these are the same specs that we get in the Kia Forte's naturally aspirated engine, but let me tell you, this one, although it's attached to a larger, wider, heavier vehicle, is more efficient. It's actually 5.8 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. That's the rating, and that is very, very good for a vehicle of this size, especially when you count the price and the tech features you get in the vehicle itself. Your transmission is going to be an IVT, which stands for Intelligent Variable Transmission. Similar to a CVT, which you may know, you may not love, but this vehicle performs much better thanks to its intelligent capabilities. It has simulated gear shift ratio, so it doesn't feel like you're driving a droning vehicle that doesn't shift. It has those artificial shift points. It's also mechanically different than a regular CVT in the fact that it uses chains instead of just a belt. So nice to see there. I'm losing my breath a little bit, so we'll slow it down and take a look at those wheels. Now, I'm very excited to say the EX trim level has a huge upgrade in the wheel department. You're gonna get these nice 17-inch alloys, and this is gonna be your starter trim level to get alloy wheels. You do get steel wheels with covers on the entry-level LX. All-season tire attached to that bad boy, and this is a front-wheel drive vehicle, so larger disc brakes up front, of course, with your all-season tires, and you do get a little bit of plastic cladding around the wheel well, too. I like how it's plastic and not buddy color, definitely more suited for Canadian weather, which I personally love. Your mirrors are going to be a little bit different on this model too, because we now have a turn signal indicator attached. So that's going to be an LED, and that's of course going to be for your hazards and your turn signals. Another thing that you add on the EX trim level is going to be blind spot detection and rear cross traffic alert. If you're driving in the city frequently, these are great functions to have. Blind spot detection is going to let you know when there's a car in your left or right blind spot, beep inside the cabin, and provide some steering assistance if it detects the risk of a collision. And of course, rear cross traffic collision avoidance assist is a mouthful to say, but if you are reversing out of a busy parking lot, the vehicle will provide a warning if there's someone or something coming from the left or right side. So great active alerts. You also have a bunch of standard safety functions too, though, and that's what makes the K4 very special. On the previous Forte, you typically had to go up to the EX or higher trims to get good safety functions, but now you get it in the entry trim and above. So smart cruise control with stop and go, lane keep and lane follow assist, and forward collision avoidance assist are all standard on the K4.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot. I'm losing my breath talking about it. Let's keep looking at the body lines of this vehicle. Might actually be better if we go to the other side of the car where the light is shining.
Mr. Onion asks, won't the amber DRLs get confused with turn signals?
So they are your turn signals.
There you go.
Let me actually
Let's turn on the lights. That way we can show you.
Oh, let me get the car
That
actually
it's turned
on.
So there you go. You can also see it with your mirror with the turn signal indicator.
Oh, I flip sides.
Oh, it's all good. There you go. The nice thing too is when the door is closed and the mirror lines up, it's actually a pretty cohesive design from the light on the turn signal indicator. Oh my goodness gracious, right into the headlight.
All right, another thing that's standard on the Kia K4 and is a fantastic function to have, it's one of those things that once you get in a car, you don't see yourself going to a vehicle without it. It's proximity entry. Not exactly a new feature or something revolutionary, but seriously so nice to have. Essentially, this little button on my door handle here is going to be able to be pushed whenever I'm in proximity with my key fob. So if the fob is in my pocket, in my bag, just walk up to your car, press this, unlocks for you, you hop in your car, it's a push to start. You never have to touch that key unless you really want to. You may want to actually because you do have remote start built onto the fob itself. So if you're not going to use Kia Connect's telematics system, you can just use it from your key fob. Your fuel door is on the left side, 47-liter tank, just like what we had in the Forte. And I personally drive a Forte. I'll tell you this, it's cheap to fill. Not a lot goes into putting fuel into here. It's regular unleaded gas, and it is more efficient on the K4. Your trunk area is a little bit different. It looks a lot shorter, and that's thanks to the fastback style design that the K4 comes with. However, I will say the opening space and the actual cargo capacity, very impressive. Another nice touch is the actual release that we have back here. So a lot of compact segment vehicles don't actually have a trunk release on the trunk itself. It's either going to be done by the key fob or a lever somewhere by the driver's area. This is so nice to have, and it's proximity based too. So I can actually just walk up to here, and if I have the function on, it'll open for me. Inside, it's going to be pretty hard to see because it's dark in here, but we have an abundance of cargo space. Kia debuts this vehicle showing hockey bags and golf bags in it. We don't got that here to show you, but trust me, it works. You do have these tags that you can pull to knock down your rear seats. They go in a 60-40 split. And here's something revolutionary. Y'all never seen this before.
What?
Compact spare tire. So compact spare tire, obviously it's something that has been done before, but typically in this segment of vehicle, especially at this price point, you don't see compact tires that often. A lot of people have to purchase them aftermarket or separately. Our car has it, comes with it, the Forte didn't. So little difference there. We'll close this again to get an actual look at the rear end of this vehicle. So you get a little bit of piano black just before the actual body color starts, a very short looking trunk, and then these very futuristic, I was about to say daytime running lights, tail lights. So they do feed a little bit into the trunk itself. Not fully connected, you can see there is a bit of a breakage here where your camera and trunk release button is. And then a Kia emblem in the same finish that we see on the front end. I love the cohesiveness. Yesterday we filmed a Hyundai that had black emblems and satin elements, and then also, what else was the other one? Aluminum emblems. Too much going on. I like it's simple. All right, that's about it for the exterior of this vehicle. Charlotte's gonna take you guys on a tour inside, and I just realized we gotta go this way.
It's a long walk for us today.
I know, we're so not used to walking these directions.
Walking
also,
in general.
Shark fin antenna.
Wow.
Okay, let's switch.
All right, guys, so we get to go and take a look on the interior. Now, the exterior, you guys, we gotta admit, this makes a huge impact. The interior is gonna have all of your favorite comfort and convenience features, and we'll also make sure to point out which ones do start on this trim, of course. So I'll actually have Gabby give a pan, just that way you guys can go and see the cabin, familiarize yourself with it, because this is something that is new. And I will say on the EX is when we start to see a little bit more in terms of design, which I'm very happy about. We're gonna get a mix more of the black plastic, we have some of the gray fabric, we have some soft touch details. It looks really good. And then over here you can still see that we have our door handles. Now our convenience features have moved. So for the K4, you're gonna see that we have our heated seats and our heated steering wheel actually mounted on the door. The same is going to be true for the passenger side, minus the heated steering wheel, because we only have one steering wheel, guys, don't worry. Design's crazy, but it's not that crazy. And then when it comes to our mirrors, you can see they are electronically controlled. Our driver's window is one touch with pinch protection and regular automatic windows for everyone else. One thing I also want to point out down below is the fact that we don't have anything on the top of our bottle holder. You can just throw a giant, really long water bottle in there, guys, and it's going to be fine.
Charlotte, can I give a fun fact?
Yes.
There's 22 millimeters more
No!
front legroom in this vehicle than the Kia Sportage.
No way.
Which is an SUV, and not even our smallest SUV.
And that is one of the big things that Kia did in terms of design, especially on the interior, is they wanted this to be comfortable for everyone, which I absolutely love. So whether you are a tall or whether you are short, this vehicle is going to be approved for you, which is something that you don't see a lot, especially for our taller drivers. But don't just take my word for it. I'm short. We actually have had someone who's over 6'2" in here, so don't worry. I will talk, of course, about the seats. You can see that we have a regular 6-way manual configuration. You can see how far back it goes, then also how far forward it goes, since we're talking about leg room. You can, of course, also raise the seat up and down, and then, of course, adjust your backrest. The way these seats are configured is that the insert of the seat is actually a little bit thinner to allow for more foam padding, which means it's going to be a more comfortable seat for you, too. The EX still has cloth seats, but they have had a little bit of an enhancement in terms of design. They are fully that gray. They're very soft to the touch and incredibly comfortable too. Give a good amount of bolster, even though they don't necessarily have a bolstering effect on them. On this side, I'll just show you more chrome accents around our vents, brightness adjuster, electronic parking brake, and your traction control. And now I think it's time to have Gabi come around and join me in the passenger seat.
Right. Quick break to talk.
Oh.
Because I just realized today the embargo lifted on this vehicle, so we can actually talk about the drive and our experience.
2 hours ago it lifted.
2 hours ago. So I'm not going to go too in depth because I want you guys to watch our actual test drive video. But since you mentioned foam padding for the seats, there is enhanced sound deadening on this vehicle too. So like I said, I drive a Forte every day, I drive it on the highway. It's not exactly the most quiet ride. This vehicle, we drove it on the highway, we drove it in the city, we drove it in extreme heat. We were very uncomfortable. No road noise though, no road noise.
We were uncomfortable because of the weather, not because of the car. I'll also point that out.
The car was super, super comfy, and a lot of that's thanks to the seats. The seats were very nice. The AC obviously was working because 35 degrees.
Oh my
goodness. No joke for us.
Y'all, I was sweating.
But the engine noise, the road noise, everything itself was very, very minute. So it was a smooth ride. And again, when you're buying a compact car, it's typically considered a more affordable option. You don't expect Mercedes-like quietness, and maybe it wasn't exactly Mercedes-like, but it was certainly quiet.
Yeah, it was great. All right, so let's talk about what I have directly in front of me. This is going to be a hot topic. This is the steering wheel. Right off the bat, let's acknowledge the most controversial part, and that's the logo. Ooh. Guys, I love it. I love it. Do not come for me in the comments. I actually really do like it. Gabi hates it. I like it. But also what we see on the EX trim that is new is going to be our drive mode select. So from here you have the option to flip it into normal and also into sport mode, just to change those artificial shift points and just see how the powertrain responds to a little bit more of a sportier mode. Of course, it's going to actually tighten up the steering for you. It's going to be, you're going to feel a little bit more of the difference. It will, of course, affect your fuel economy as well, but that's the price for a spirited drive.
It's minuscule.
Yeah, Gabi would know. When it comes to the steering wheel itself, again, for the EX, it is leather wrapped. It's also heated, as we saw in the door panel, so very comfortable. And then you still have that normal split of our driving controls and then also our media controls. So very nice to see. Behind the steering wheel, of course, wiper stock, lighting stock, all of that's pretty straightforward. And then in the center, I can actually use this note style icon to cycle through that 4.2-inch screen in the center. And that's going to give me all of my necessary info, such as how the vehicle responds to me as the driver, also safety features, and your TPMS sensors. Our full display, it is digital, so we do have a digital speedometer and tachometer, but really this screen is going to be the one that you are able to cycle through. I'm too scared to read the comments. Now, I think over here is definitely what is going to catch a lot of people's attention and what they're really going to enjoy. And that's the fact that we have this huge 12.3-inch screen. This is standard. And we have a wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I don't know if you guys can tell, but we don't have any wires or any types of options like that in this vehicle. So no wires, completely wireless. From here, I will actually pop into CarPlay real quick. This way you guys can see what it looks like. And then also your at a glance. So from here, you can still have your maps, you can have your podcasts, stream mine and Gabi's podcast, wherever you get your podcasts are also here on YouTube. And then of course, you can see all of your other features. You can even go into setup and adjust all of those safety features that Gabi described on the exterior of the vehicle as well, and save them to your user profile. We do have some buttons in the center, and this is going to be new. This is very EV9-esque. You have a roller dial in the center, and then each of these, of course, are going to do as they imply. The nice thing, too, is when your phone is connected, if you press Maps, it's actually going to launch you into your phone's maps, despite not having, navigation in the head unit. It's still going to jump you in, which I think is a very smart feature to have, especially with that search feature too. You can use that to search for contacts, for media, for features. Very smart setup right here. Ergonomic style buttons, as you can see down below. Again, very straightforward to use. Fan speed, adjust the temperature, very comfortable.
Keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
The placement of these buttons, I'd say, is really easy to use as well, which is something that I value. And a lot of people probably are like, okay, this looks a little bit different, but everyone loves real buttons and dials, I will say. And it does not seem like a stretch to reach and adjust the temperature. It's not something that's hard. It's not going to be something that you really have to think about when you're driving. It's very easy to use. Like, please. Subscribe. This is what Gabi was doing that apparently threw me off guard.
This is your reminder. Please like this video. It's
like,
free.
Subscribe. It's free. It's free. It's free. Down below, let's talk about what we got going on down here. You can see this is going to be the start of a wireless phone charger, so completely wireless for this vehicle. Wireless charging, wireless connectivity. The nice thing, this phone charger, your phone does not get as hot as it has been in the past, and also it charges much quicker than the previous style, so wins there. Keeps phone cool and keeps it charged. If you do want to use wires, you have a USB-C to do so, another USB-C for your passenger, or for the Gabi in your life, and a 12-volt as well. Push to start, as we know. Our shifter is two-toned, which I think looks really good, and of course you do have manual mode as well, so you can knock it over to the left. And from here you can see some safety features such as auto hold, which will allow you to keep the vehicle at a full and complete stop while the vehicle is in drive once you are at a stoplight, something like that. And also your rear view camera. This will come up as the vehicle is put into reverse, but also you can pull it up when you are going at lower speeds too. You even have a nice wide view of the camera. Woohoo! Lots of room in the center console. Guillotine style cup holders, and these are massive. Like, we should have done like a big gulp test or something like that.
Wait, I have a big water bottle.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I'll talk about what else we have. We got a rear view mirror, folks. Also, you can see we have LED interior lighting. You can see all of your Kia Connect features up from above too, such as roadside assistance. And then I'll also show you the key fob. So this key fob, it's wrapped up in plastic, but Gabi mentioned it, the fact that you do have, I'm trying to twist it around. Oh man. Whoa, that is a giant water bottle.
All right, so see how it doesn't fit in the cup holder? It also doesn't fit in my Forte's cup holders, but the actual slot is so small in that car that there's no way I can have it anywhere in my center console area. So it goes on my passenger seat. Here, I can retract the cup holder and put it here, no problem. It might tip a little bit, but it's not flying anywhere, so that's helpful.
Ah, gimbal.
Speaking of flying anywhere, there's our gimbal.
There's our gimbal. Gabi mentioned the fact that the key fob does have integrated remote start, so there you can see it, but of course you do have 3 years free Kia Connect subscription. Center console, nothing too crazy as far as space, nothing really to write home about, but I'd say decent. And then up top you can still see we have our regular gray headliner, and our visors are going to be illuminated. So that is a difference between this and the LX as well.
Are those LED lights in the EX trim?
I know, all of them are.
Nice.
Very cool to see. Let's take a look at the back seat.
All right. Oh, here's something I didn't mention on the exterior.
The door handles.
Pillar mounted door handles. Take some getting used to, but they're there.
Did somebody say ample backseat room? I did.
Maybe even class leading.
One leading the class.
Leading the class. Class leading, but not the leader.
No.
So they must be tied.
Yes.
What are they tied with?
The Elantra.
So Kia Hyundai Channel wins again.
That's a double win for us, guys.
Yeah. We don't get that often.
No, usually we lose. All right, so yeah, the space back here is absolutely fantastic, especially when it comes to shoulder room, when it comes to leg room. This is really, really impressive. I will say you also have a great amount of amenities back here. So the seats themselves, they are going to double as a coat rack, also a bag holder. That's something Gabi and I did when we were driving in Austin. You also have rear vents, which is perfect for back here. You still have that under the seat ducting too. And then of course you have dual USB-Cs. So great amenities back here, I will say. I really like that. I like that we still have a cargo pocket and lots of legroom, lots of headroom, guys. I know it probably doesn't pick up as well on camera, but trust me, this is really impressive. This is really good. Middle seat's pretty wide, I will say. Of course, my legs do come up a little bit. This is a sedan, that's gonna happen. If my friends love me, they'll give me a little bit of their legroom, but you can still see there's tons to offer. This is really good for a second row for a sedan.
Kaya the Husky said, pretty sure I would not fit in the back like that as a 6 foot tall male. I think we got to get Pat or Daniel or one of the taller people somewhere to hop in. Neither of them are here.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I'm like, is anyone here right now? Ed?
That is tall.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, how can I cosplay as a 6 foot man? I don't think I can, guys. Yeah, I think that you would. I probably wouldn't put you in the middle seat though. Like I wouldn't do that, but
Yeah.
this seat, yeah, you're gonna be okay. Like
You
look how
could
much knee room.
Headroom too. So
Depends on if you got long torso or long legs.
both I think
are
would
good.
work.
Both you're fine.
Christian said it's been a while since I've seen Pat. Yeah,
He's golfing. He's doing dealer principal things.
the important things.
Yeah.
Kyle said he sat in the rear seat of this vehicle at 6'5". Okay,
Kyle,
so it
woo!
is tall person approved for sure. We'll get another nice look at the exterior of this vehicle. I absolutely love the way the daytime running lights line up with the silver trim on the front end of this vehicle. Everything is just symmetrical, cohesive, and I mean, I just said symmetrical and then I didn't like the steering wheel, but we got symmetrical where it counts.
I like the steering wheel, guys.
Yeah.
Guys. I don't like it as much on the LX, which I said in our comparison video, but, okay, hear me out. This is my hear me out cake. With the Drive Mode Select, it doesn't look too heavy. Like, it doesn't look imbalanced. It's symbiotic.
Yeah.
It's a symbiotic design. This I'll die on. I'll die on this hill.
Do you want to hop in and answer some questions?
I would love to.
I think we'll also give a little bit, a hot topic was the steering wheel. A lot of people thought it looked chunky, that it would be difficult to handle the vehicle, difficult to make full turns or maneuver. We talked about that in our test drive video more in depth and
So
showed,
watch that.
yeah, and showed parking with it. But no, it works just fine. We drove for
Christian
hours
says
with it.
he's with me and it looks fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't actually think it looks bad. It just threw me off. I more so had that comment when we were seeing the release photos of it before
Yeah.
we actually got our hands on this car. And I was like, why would they do that? Why would they do
I
that?
like it a lot with the two-tone interior though, but I've yet to, I haven't really, I guess I have once. I've laid eyes on it on a pre-production, but.
Yeah, it's not really a big deal. I think it's just
It's different.
it's a joke at this point.
Yes,
for
definitely.
me.
Yeah. It's like how I feel about the Sonata and like
What about it?
with my bones of contention.
Oh, yeah. It's never that serious.
It's never that deep.
I like the blue one beside this one better. Yeah, so if you guys want to see what a Canadian car looks like in the winter,
The steels.
this is it.
So this is the same trim, different color, but you can definitely see the impact that wheels make.
Oh, yeah.
Steely wheelies.
Hello, hot stuff.
Woo.
But yeah, that is the Canadian Winter Special. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I rock that on my car too.
I also do.
So it's fine. All right, let's see. Any questions about the K4?
Let's take a look.
I don't know, because my video won't open.
My laptop's also about to die. I'm at like 3%. Oh, 2. Good.
Fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Or
Ugh.
something like that.
Does it come with a CD player that won't eat burned CDs? It does not come with a CD player, unfortunately.
At all, no. MSRP $26,795 Canadian for the EX trim level, which I think is a great price point for this car.
Definitely.
It is a little bit more than the Kia Forte EX of last year, or of the 2024 model, but you get a lot more car with this vehicle.
Yeah,
for
not
sure.
only in terms of space, but also just the tech that it comes equipped with. I think especially on the LX, I think that it is a very, very strong base model. And even though it's more expensive, I'd say that it has appropriate value.
Is the rear view auto dimming? So it's not auto dimming. You have this. I was surprised with how many people don't know about this. So if you have a rear mirror with this kind of toggle underneath, if you flip it upwards, oh, too much
Flips
force.
the whole mirror.
Too much force. If you flip it downwards, there you go. Now it's in
dims
dim
it.
mode.
So it's not automatic, it is manually dimming.
Yes. Okay, let's flip the camera again. This is always humbling. It's shaking
figuring out
too.
the thing, yeah. It's like begging to give out.
The reliability is horrible though. This car's been out for 2 weeks. We've had this car for 2 weeks now.
Actually, a lot of the I forget what they're called, pre-ratings is what I want to call it, have actually been really strong.
Yeah.
So that's called misinformation.
If you're talking about
JJ Fry.
if you're talking about the 2-liter or the IVT transmission in general, my car's at 72,000 kilometers now, no issue.
In 2 years.
Yeah, oil change. I haven't even done brakes yet.
You don't use them though.
Yeah, all gas, no brakes. But no, We got high mileage Fortes. The Kia Soul, the Kia Seltos also share this engine and powertrain configuration. They've been fine.
Is anyone wearing a costume tomorrow for the live show? We are. Are you guys? Are we not? Did something happen? I'm so scared. Uh-oh.
It's not going to be any costume you guys were expecting, I'll say that.
Stay tuned.
It's a costume nobody wanted and no one asked for, but also no one expected. Twinning tomorrow. Opposites united, more so.
True dynamic. Yeah.
Is it rated for towing? It is not.
No.
What's the horsepower and torque again? It's 147 horse, 132 pound-feet of torque. If you do get the turbocharged option, it's a 1.6 liter turbo GDI, and it is 190 horse and 195 pound-feet of torque. Different transmission though, so that's another big difference from the Kia Forte. If you are getting the turbocharged option, no more 7-speed dual clutch. It's an 8-speed traditional automatic, which I think is going to be way, way better for long-term reliability and also just drive comfort. Day-to-day driving, an automatic makes more sense for sure.
Yeah.
I think we have to go.
Okay, bye.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And again, if you want to know more about this vehicle, how it drives, and see it drive, check out our 6 p.m. video. I'll have it showcased as a premiere, so you guys can actually, I'll be in the chat queue with y'all, and
Texas.
yeah, I can answer some of your questions and let you know or hear what you guys have to say about it if you want to check that out. Bye.
Snooches.
Don't forget to leave a like.
And
please.
comment and subscribe.
Bye-bye.
See ya.